दो दीवाने शहर में रात में दोपहर में ढूंढते हैं एक आशियाना। दोस्तों, ऐसा क्या हुआ कि पिछले इतने समय में जब कस्टमर डेवलपर ढूंढता था, जब रियल एस्टेट प्रॉपर्टी हाई डिमांड में थी, आज ऐसा क्यों कि सप्लाई बहुत है डिमांड से भी ज्यादा? हाउ दिस होल रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री हैव चेंज्ड? Is real estate industry a good industry for long-term investment? Friends, as you all know, the real estate market in India has grown at a CAGR of 10%. 10 years back, this same industry was around 4 lakh crore. Today, this industry is around 12 lakh crore, and it is expected to grow to 70 lakh crore till 2030. So the same real estate industry, which is contributing around 6% to Indian GDP, we may see that in coming 10-12 years, the contribution of real estate industry would be around 10 to 15% to overall GDP. So residential, commercial and retail are three important assets of this real estate market. Today we are going to study this market not only because of Lodha Developers IPO. I know you all want to know whether we should apply or not. Before we see whether we should apply to Lodha Developer, it is important to see whether this industry is good or not. Because if industry would be good, you could be getting other choices also. Right? So we are going to today study real estate industry, and we will come to a conclusion whether we should invest in real estate industry or not. If yes, which would be better choice? Is Lodha a better choice? DLF or Godrej Property? Where? Friends, why this happened? That a decade back, there were several companies in Nifty 50 from real estate. If you remember, Unitech was among top 10. DLF was among top 10. India Bull Real Estate was there. Today there are no companies in Nifty 50. Why this happen if real estate industry is growing? So let us have a mind-boggling session. We will discuss this all things today. Hook up. So get ready. Macrotech Developer Limited IPOs is in line. Lodha Developers. We can apply it between 7th or 9th. So today we are not going to discuss particularly we should apply or not. Our main goal is to understand real estate industry and see if we will not get, we can even buy later. But it's more important that we should come to a conclusion whether this is good company or not. They are raising around 2500 crore rupees. Price offered is 486, face value is 10 rupees and lot is 30. So investment should be around 15,000. Let us discuss what should we do in this IPO. So friends, let us check balance sheet of this company. Looking to equity and liabilities, the company is having equity of around 400 crore paid up equity, right? So from this 400 crore equity, as we all know, company is having a long history of doing business and profit making. Their total equity is around 4,000 crore. Let us check first of all, friends, balance sheet of this company. If you look to balance sheet, equity and liabilities, equity of this company is around 400 crore. And as this company is having a long history of doing business and profit making, they are having total equity of around 5,000 crore. Borrowings, as you all very well know, that many companies from this sector were out of business due to borrowing, high borrowing. There were high supply, and this supply was created not from organic money but from inorganic money, that is from debts. And that debt was the reason why several players were out of this business. In the case of Lodha Developers also, you will see that non-current liabilities are around 2,000 crore. So 2000 crore is not a small deal. They are having a big debt, and that is also we are talking only from non-current liabilities, right? So we should be prepared for first thing that there would be no companies with the debt free tag in this business, as this is a high capex industry. But still you may find some companies with lesser debt. We will talk about these things later. So your balance sheet is clear. Yes, they are having debt, but now if we go with their financial statement, second important statement, and that is financial statement, you will see that this company is having sales of around 13,000 crore. They were having sales in, as you can see, in 2018 14,000 crore. In 2019 the sales increased. In 2019 sales decreased a little from 14,000 crore to around 12,000 crore, and last year they made around 13,000 crore. So there is no consistency in income, as you can see here, right? We can't say that yes, this company is having consistent growth in their sales. It is missing in this company. If you look for profits, so after sales, you know that sales are not consistent, but one more important in sales, that this 13,000 crore turnover is not a small turnover in real estate. Considering 13,000 crore, we should be prepared that these are among top developer of India. This is not some small company. So yes, they are having huge sales. Now let us check their finance, how much finance they are paying. We have already seen that non-current borrowing were around 2,000 crore. So definitely they should be paying around 200 to 300 crore of the finance. But if you will check, their finance cost is around 730 crore. So why 730 crore? Because they would be having even current borrowing more. So be prepared. Borrowings are high. 730 crore finance payment is a big payment, and it could trigger you whenever RBI or whenever interest rate gets higher. It could hurt to the profits of this type of companies, friends. If you check the net profit of this company, you can see that they were having around 1800 crore profit. 1 year back they were having 1700 crore profit, and last year it decreased to around 750 crore. So as sales is not consistent, profits are also not consistent. Just think about it. They are paying 700 crore finance and they are having 700 crore profit, so it's equal. Be prepared. Finances are high here. So after looking to balance sheet and financial statement, we came to a conclusion that this is one of the largest developer with very big turnover of 13,000 crore, but it is not consistent. They are having big finances, right? So debt is a problem. Third, profit is around 700 crore. So if you look, 13,000 crore turnover, 700 crore profit. What is the margin? They are having around 5% net profit margin. So friends, we have already seen their balance sheet and financial statement. Now let us look to object of this issue, why they came with this IPO. They are raising around 2500 crore. Out of this 2500 crore, they are going to use 1500 crore for what? For a debt, because we know they are having high debt. So 1500 crore would be utilized for debt, and around 375 crore would be used for land acquisition, because for any real estate company, land acquisition or land development right are an important aspects. So this is why they are with IPO. So we saw what was the purpose of the IPO, but what are the basis of this price around 500 rupees? What are the basis? If you look on their qualitative factor, then we can say, yeah, they are one of the India's top realtor company. They are one of the top developer, right? Yes, they are too old, since they are in this business since long time. So high consistency in their business, good management, they are having a proven end-to-end execution of their several projects. So this could be qualitative factor, but we will more focus on their quantitative factors. Why 500 rupees? So friend, what is first thing? I am paying 500, what I am getting? That is earning per share. So as you can see, your earning per share is 19 rupees last year because your profit of your company's profit have fallen. So you are right now paying 500, getting 19 rupees. So it is good. How much more you are paying than you are earning? Biz Mila 500 diya. You are giving to the company around 20x money. So 20-25x is not a big deal. We can't say that it is too much expensive. Yeah, it's average, right? So yeah, it's average, but during this 9 months, due to this, you already know, lockdowns and several other things, this 9 months the company made losses. Now if we compare this company with other companies like Godrej Property, during this 9 months also they made profit. So this is where we need to look that during bad time, this year was bad time. So considering this year, till now your EPS is -6. Maybe we may see a flat year this year. Another important aspect is return on net worth. How much return this company is giving on their total net worth. So their return on net worth last year was 18%, and that is a good return on net worth. 18% is not bad. That's really attractive. This year this company would be making losses, so this year we may see a negative return on net worth. It's all right. That was a worst time, this 9 months, right? But we can be say that okay, their return on net worth could be around 18%, and any return on net worth about 15% is a good return on net worth. Another important thing in quantity factor is NAV. NAV is somewhat near to book value. So their book value last year was 104 rupees. This year, as I said, they would be making losses. So considering this 9 months, we can say their book value should be around 98. Take it 100. You are paying 500, you are having book value of 100. So it gets you clear idea that you are paying 5 times more. Again, it's not too much high, but it's not too much low also. If we compare your company with other listed peers, then who are other developers where we may invest other than Macrotech? So when we talk about their peer group, some of the big realtor are which one? You know, DLF from North India. They are doing turnover of around 7,000 crores. So it's almost 50% to what these Lodhas are doing. So they are 50% lesser than Macrotech. Another big one is Prestige from South India. Yeah, whenever I visited your Bengaluru, I saw everywhere there was Prestige, Prestige, Prestige. So Prestige is one of the largest developer of South India with 8,000 crore turnover. Still they are too lesser than this Macrotech. Then which other name would be coming to your mind? Brigade Enterprise with around 3,000 crore turnover. There comes Godrej Property. See, Godrej is a very good brand, right? With a very good tag name, Godrej. They are also having around 3,000 crore turnover. Who others? Oberoi are also one of the top. So Godrej from, we can say, Mumbai or Maharashtra. Oberoi again in Maharashtra. Both of these companies are having around 2,000 to 3,000 crore turnover. Sobha around 4,000 crore turnover. So if you consider all these companies, yeah, your Suntech Realty with the turnover of around 600 companies. These are some of the large developer of India. Here you can say that Macrotech is among largest developer. You can't say Macrotech तुमको धंधा नहीं आता है. सबसे बढ़िया धंधा ये लोग करते हैं. They are number one in real estate. We can say this considering their data. If you compare your all these listed peer, as you can see in the chart, with the important aspect and return on net worth, then you can see that your Macrotech is having among one of the largest return on net worth, right? As per data, DLF is making losses. Your Sobha is doing good, but who is best? Macrotech, right? So Macrotech is at least having more return than your all other listed peers. So let us have a conclusion of all this quantitative data. Their sales are not consistent, but they are largest. So we can say if their sales are not consistent, you will not have able to find other real estate companies whose sales would be consistent. Majority of them would be inconsistent in sales because industry play a major role here. Yeah, this is a profit making company with 5% margin last year, right? We can say they are making profit since last 3 years. You can see their old data. Yes, they are a profit making company. Debt was high, right? So debt was high, but again, debt of all your listed companies are not lesser. Everyone are having somewhat of debt. Return on net worth is very good of Macrotech. So yes, we can set an alert that okay, I will do further research of these Lodha developers. Maybe I can earn good money. Let us check further. So whether we would be able to make money from Macrotech depend on real estate industry, and real estate industry is connected to India. That is India's GDP. So if you look on India's GDP, as you can see in the chart, and you know very well that last year due to Corona, our GDP was negative. As per IMF, it is estimated that we may be fallen last year by around 8 to 10%. But India is fastest growing economy. During last decade, during last 20 years, India has rallied, grown with double growth than what world is growing. So our past is good and future is more better than what past was. How we can say? As per IMF, this year, next year also, India is going to overtake majority of the major economies. We are going to have a high growth than all other major economies. And today India is at 5th. We would be jumping from 5th to 3rd till 2030. So no need to worry for GDP for India. So if India's GDP is moving, what about real estate industry? Friend, as you can see, in 2008, Indian real estate industry was around 3 lakh crore and contributing how much? 5-6% to our GDP. Today, our real estate industry is around 12 lakh crore industry. Until 2030, we are going to reach around 70 lakh crore industry. So that's amazing data that Indian real estate industry is going to grow by around 18%, which is more better than last decade. During last decade, it has grown by only 10%. So why we are estimating that future is bright for real estate? Why we can say that it should grow by 18%? Let us check it. So friends, among the key growth driver of Indian real estate industry, one is inflow of foreign direct investment. See, why FDI? We need FDI because, as you know, this is a high capex industry and developer need money. Inflow of FDI could help them, and we have seen during last year there was huge inflow of FDI. So first point, inflow of FDI is highly positive and appraising. Second important point is rapid urbanization boosting urban population. So how rapid urbanization can help real estate? Friend, India is a country with around 140 crore population, and that is the reason companies around the world are attracted toward India to start their operations. Along with increasing population, India's urbanization rate is also increasing at high pace. Today we are still a rural country. Majority of the population stays in rural, but we are going to change this shift, and as per United Nations, we are going to see a curve. We are going to see that around 2050 it could be 50-50. That is 50% would be in rural, 50% would be India. And what will happen due to this urbanization till 2035, we are going to see 8 Indian cities with around 1 crore population. So these 8 would be mega cities of India with crore population, and huge real estate would be needed there. Third thing which is driving real estate is nuclearization of families. Looking to good opportunities or job, people travel from small cities to big cities or from rural to urban, And that is the reason nuclearization of families get started. As you can see in the chart, one of the cities of India, you can see that number of household in family, number of family member in household is increasing. You can see in each and every city, number of family member in household is decreasing. Why? Due to nuclearization and opportunities. So this sets two house for a single family. Fourth important thing is India enter a 37-year period of demographic dividend. As per a report by United Nations, population, as per a report by United Nations, India has approximately 61%. How much? 61% of its population in the age of 15 to 59 years. And even we are going to stay young as till 2036. Population between 15 to 59 would be 65%. So with an increasing young population, the dependency ratio is decreasing, which again give boost to your industry. Another important point for this industry is improving education level and increasing per capita income. Friend, India has witnessed substantial growth in education level. We have seen a growth of 46%. During last 2 decades, we have seen 46% growth in admissions. There are around 9,700 institutions in all over India where students are learning in different disciplines. Around 15 lakh students graduated from these institutes every year, and out of these 15 lakh students, around 7 to 8 lakh students are directly placed from these institutes to white collar jobs, which create good demand in mid-end housing. So along with good education, these all students are having good income also. You can see in the chart that in 2013-14, GDP per capita, that is annual income of Indian, was around 80,000, which has increased from 80,000 to 1,40,000 right now. So yes, it is a good growth, and our per capita income is also growing with the double speed than world's per capita income growth. So this could also lead to mid-end houses. And the most important point in all this is growth in income level of household in India. Friend, as per report by World Economic Forum, growth in household income is expected to transform India. Pyramid type of economy. Pyramid means at the bottom there are more people with lower income, and at top there are very few with good income. So pyramid type of shape is going to change, and we are going to see more people in mid size. So what will happen, as indicated in chart, approximately 14 crore household, that is families, are expected to be added in the upper mid income from lower mid income bracket between 2018 and 13. So household belong to this income bracket are expected to drive housing demand in coming time from tier 1 and tier 2 cities, friends. So these are the growth driver of real estate. But what government has done to even boost this sector? We saw the implementation of GST. We saw implementation of GST. We saw RERA. We saw Benami Transactions Amended Act in 2016. We saw demonetization. We saw no access to capital for tier 2 unbranded developers. So let us see residential real estate market in India. Friends, these last 4 years, the real estate sector in India has witnessed several changes because of demonetization, liquidity crisis, implementation of RERA, GST. Despite the spiraling COVID-19 pressure across the country, the Indian residential sector made a significant comeback in Q4 this year, with absorption of around 86% of the corresponding period in 2019. So the Mumbai metropolitan region known as MMR, Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, the national capital region that is NCR, Chennai and Kolkata. So these are top 7 market of India. Recorded absorption of around 1.4 lakh unit this year, again 2.6 unit last year. Definitely decline was there, but yes, it was better than what we were expecting, not so bad, right? Further, new supply also declined, right, because of lockdown. So new supply declined by around 46%, right? 46% means supply was this year around 1.3 lakh versus last year's supply of 2.4 lakh units. So in addition, there has been continuous decline in the overall unsold inventory, primarily because of absorption in the past year have exceeded the total launches consistently since 2016. So since 2016 we have seen that units are being absorbed and it is going more than what is in supply. So friends, the unsold inventory of the top 7 market declined by 2%, at least it is not increasing. 6.5 lakh unit, which were around 6.38 lakh last year. So how much unsold unit are there in these 7 cities? Unsold inventory in this top 7 cities has declined by 2% during last year. Last year, the unsold inventory was 6.5 lakh. This year, unsold inventory are around 6.4 lakh. So still how much unsold inventory are there? 6.4 lakh. This is the reason of degrowth, right? Unsold inventory are still high, 6.4 lakh. It's decreasing, but they are. Friends, the following graph sets forth the trend and forecast of the average sale price of residential units in top 7 Indian market as per square feet. So as you can see, price are increasing slow and steadily. Yes, they are increasing. This is a very important chart for supply and absorption in top 7 cities, top 7 markets of India. You can see with a share of 24% of total supply by unit. You can see 32% of total absorption and 46% of with a share of 24% of total supply and 32% of total absorption. It can give good pace to previous overhang of units. Supply and absorption of top 7 markets, as you can see, MMR is the top performer in all these 7 cities with supply of 24% but absorption by 32%. So supply of 24, absorption of 32 can decrease past overhang units also. So here you can see the price in different in our top 7 cities. Mumbai leads with around 10,504 per square feet, while Hyderabad has the lowest with around 4,000 per square feet. So looking to sales in your top 7 Indian market, you can see the top 7 market contributes to around 12 lakh crore of organized real estate market. And out of this total business, the number 1 developer is your Lodha Group, which accounted for around 4% of total share. Then comes your Godrej Property with around 2.6%, and then comes your Prestige Estate. So these 3 are one of the largest developer from your top 7 cities. So friends, the following graph set forth the total deliveries and the largest developer of India. You can see Lodha Group with around 500. So as you can see, this is the graph set for all your top developer. As you can see, Lodha Group with around 50,000 crore of sales during last 6 years and 57 million square feet delivered, followed by Godrej Properties with around 29,000 crore turnover during last 10 years with 38 MSF, million square foot. Then comes Prestige, Sobha, DLF and Oberoi Real Estate. So is number 1, your Lodha Group is number 1. So among many factors, home affordability trend is also favorable. As you can see, affordability is increasing due to lower interest rate. In this next chart, you can see that how SBI home loan rate and rental yield, you can see the gap is decreasing, which help the owners get good rental yield versus the home loan rate. Even there are some key emerging trend in Indian residential real estate market, and that is that now customer preference for branded developer is high. Second, branded developer command premium in term of pricing and sales. Another important factor, yes, you can see in the chart, is consolidation of developer. See, during certain changes like RERA, you saw that several developers have to consolidate. The financially weak developer were either not able to, either with the compliance. So this chart shows you the number of developers have decreased in all the top market. So what happened? The top big developer are today able to give better supply, and more absorption is towards this big and premium developers. Friends, this chart shows you clear example. Here it is, this chart is for MMR, but overall in all the 7 big market, the trend is similar, that till 2016 supply was more than demand, but post 2016 supply is lesser and demand is high. Hence the old units which were overhanged are also absorbing day by day. This chart shows you how unsold inventory in the MMR is decreasing year on year. Why is decreasing year on year? We can understand from this second chart, and that is supply and absorption. You can see absorption is high and supply is lesser. It helps absorb the previously overhanged units. So friend, considering all this data, what we can understand that yes, in coming time, big and premium developer are going to develop, are going to grow. They will be able to create good supply and absorption would be there. So there should be no problem for these big and well-known developers. I can estimate that Lodha Group companies or Godrej Properties or Oberoi type of companies, Prestige type of companies would be able to grow. But considering high capex, their profitability would be just like what we saw during last 10 years. We may see that profitability will not be as easy as other sectors. So this should be not our priority sector to invest. Yes, if you want to invest in real estate sector, considering good growth, then definitely we can invest in some good companies like this Lodha, Oberoi, Godrej Property or Prestige, with the preparation in mind that profitability could be affected. So I think not more than 3% should we invest in this industry, right friends? Now let us look on the business of Lodha, particularly this company who have came with their IPO. Let us talk about Lodha developers. Who are Lodha developers? Friends, they are one of the largest real estate developer in India. Now at least we should have a stamp on this remark. Where is their major market? In Mumbai, right? We can say in Maharashtra. There are some projects are in UK and US also, but let us not consider those small revenue contributor. Larger revenue comes from Maharashtra, and they are in this business. They are in this business since 1986. So yeah, they are a 34-year-old company, maybe many of you who are listening this video, age would be similar to the company. Old, they have completed till now 91 projects with around 7.7 crore square feet area. So friends, we can say every year they are able to sell around 5 to 6,000 units. They are able to do around 10,000 crore turnover. They are able to generate net profit of around 1,000 crore. So their average profit margin is around 10, 12, 13%. Not bad friends, it's a good margin. Friends, what we learned from this whole discussion, real estate is a good and growing sector. We are going to see good demand in coming time. Yes, the company need high capex, so there are no companies here with a debt-free status. Yes, we can say who are some of the largest players where we can invest. Yes, we can invest in Lodha Group. Yes, we can invest in Godrej Properties, or we can invest in Oberoi Real Estate or Prestige type of companies. How much we can allocate our fund? We can't, or we should not allocate more than 5% of our total portfolio. I can say if I want to invest, for example, I have invested in Godrej Properties since long time, but my net investment is not more than 2% here. Why? Considering the non-consistency in profit. Not because Godrej is not good, but due to this real estate sector. So this was all about this whole IPO. We have not discussed kidhar khulega, kya khulega. These all things are immaterialistic. What is main thing? How is your sector? So sector is good, but don't expect consistency in profits. So thank you very much to each and every person. And best of luck to everybody. If you like the contents of this video, you can share it with your friends. And I need your comment where you want to invest. Whether you will invest in this IPO, whether you will invest in Godrej, Oberoi, or you love some other company. Jai Hind.